Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Kung Fu Panda 3, featuring the voices of Jack Black, Bryan Cranston, Dustin Hoffman, Angelina Jolie, J.K. Simmons, Jackie Chan, Seth Rogen, Lucy Liu, David Cross, and Kate Hudson, directed by Alessandro Carloni and Jennifer Yu Nelson. Now, before I get into this movie, I have seen this in theaters, but is it going to be the same reaction as I had originally? Or is it going to be the same as lesser than the second film? Let's get into it and we'll see. We start in the past where Master Oogway attacked by Kai, voiced by J.K. Simmons, and has a rematch with him as he's captured the powers of the previous Kung Fu Masters. And he does take Oogway's powers, as he says he fulfilled the Kung Fu power to Po the Panda, returning voice of Jack Black. As we move on forward to Po taking his Furious 5 friends, Tigress, returning voice of Angelina Jolie, Monkey, returning voice of Jackie Chan, Mantis, returning voice of Seth Rogen, Viper, returning voice of Lucy Liu, and Crane, returning voice of David Cross, getting some food to go until Master Shifu, returning voice of Dustin Hoffman, makes a dramatic entrance and makes Po a teacher. As it goes horribly wrong, and these opening scenes was pretty good as the introduction of the returning characters were pretty well done, while Kai as a bad guy was second best compared to Shen from the last film. Po almost gives up teaching as he thinks Kung Fu is all about punching and kicking, and Shifu tells him it's more than that, but learn powers like Chi, for example, which is making a flower bloom, and tells him he's going to have to sit in a dungeon for 30 years eventually. And he's trying to make Po, who he really is as the Dragon Warrior, which doesn't make sense, but the animation in this is very good in this movie. Kai returns to the mortal world, or this, yeah. Anyways, and get some green kung fu masters to go after Po and the Furious Five, and Master Shifu, while Po takes a bath, and Mr. Ping knows something is wrong with Po, as he tells Mr. Ping about being a teacher until he sees someone is beating him at his record of eating the most dumplings. As it's a panda named Lee, voiced by Bryan Cranston, as people are connecting that's Po's father, until Po and Lee figure it out eventually. Their father and son, which was very cute as they reunite. Excuse me. Po learns his given name was Otis, and learns there's more pandas hiding in a mountain. Meanwhile, Mr. Ping acts jealous about it, which felt familiar, but I'm going along with the movie at this point. Po takes Lee to the Kung Fu building, where they act silly until Shifu and the Furious Five wonder what is happening, as Po introduces the Furious Five and Master Shifu to his real father. And I like the returning characters as well as the new characters. Po, Shifu, and the Furious Five fight the Masters of Kung Fu, and Po does a nice trick to shoot dumplings at their enemies, which was a cool but clever trick. And Kai introduces as these Kung Fu Masters, and Shifu recognizes the name and learns about him and how he's been defeated by pandas, which is what Po is, and it makes the plot of this whole movie worth it. As Lee takes Po to a secret village to pandas, and of pandas, I'll say, and learns the ways of the pandas. And this first 30 minutes was a nice setup for the plot of the movie. While on the way to the panda village, Po finds Mr. Ping in his lunchbox, which is clever, and the audience gets to the panda village and meet the other pandas, including ribbon dancer Mei Mei, voiced by Kate Hudson, and they're all just like Po, where he can't run fast and get breathless and eat like they usually do, because come on, they're pandas, for crying out loud. As all the pandas roll down a hill to get to the picnic table, which is better than walking, I'll say. And I really think these pandas are very cute, and the animation style in these scenes are absolutely beautiful. Meanwhile, Crane takes Mantis to find Kai, He sees Master Croc and Chicken as a couple of examples, and learns what he can do to as Mantis gets turned into the green stones, as does Crane. And there are stakes with these characters as they get turned into green stones. Po learns about the lifestyle of a panda, and Mr. Ping sees the other little pandas play around in the kitchen and say, "We love noodles," which is adorable. And I really like the panda world, as it feels much more pleasant. Lee explains his mother died from the attack of the peacock Shen from the second movie, as that's when he lost Po for many years and his mother for the rest of his life, which is sad. While every kung fu master have been turned into stone by Kai, including Crane and Mantis, as well as and Shifu, Tigress, Monkey, and Viper fight Kai. Crane and Mantis fight Kai, Crane, Mantis, and turn Shifu, Monkey, and Viper into greenstones, while Tigress was told to warn Po, and Kai breaks the statue of Oogway into pieces. And when Tigress arrives up to the panda village, she says the town is all gone, and they have no time until Kai comes in. And Lee tells Po he doesn't know the style of the panda, and Po tells Lee he lost his son once, while Po stays in the village to fight with Kai while he prepares for it, and Kai comes for the pandas, while Mr. Ping accepts Lee as Po's father, as he tells Lee about lying to Po for 20 years, which was learned in the second movie. And Tigress tells Po he's not thinking straight, and Po confesses he doesn't know who he is, and Lee and the pandas, as well as Mr. Ping, wants to fight alongside Po. And Po realizes he makes the pandas have to become the pandas as they are, and this is keeping me interested for the rest of the movie, and it has stakes that I really like for plot reasons. Po teaches the pandas, even Mr. Ping, how to be them, which is what they do in combat, and they get prepared for the battle with Kai, and Kai arrives and brings all the stones of the Kung Fu Masters to fight against Po, Tigress, Mr. Ping, and the pandas. And as they fight, I did laugh when one of the pandas fires something like a ball exploding in his mouth, and Kai reacts to it, which made me laugh. Po catches Kai in a whooshy finger hold and tries to explode him by saying skadoosh, 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 but it doesn't work. And Kai beats up on Po, and Po realizes it only works on mortals, and Po grabs Kai and takes him to the spirit realm and says skadoosh as it works, and takes Kai to the spirit realm, and almost beats up on Po some more until Po almost turns into stone, and the prayer makes him turn into a dragon because he's called the Dragon Warrior. Think about it. And fights off and beats Kai by giving him all of his powers, as he has too much, and lets the Kung Fu Masters free, even Oogway, as he talks briefly with Oogway in the spirit realm, as he says he picked Po for the reason that happens in this movie, as he saw Kung Fu and pandas to unite the other Kung Fu Masters, as he handed the stick of Kung Fu. And that message was very good, as Po comes back and learns Chi, as Po, Shifu, and the Furious Five teaches every single body Kung Fu. And the climax was good and fun, as these movies always end up on a fun note, while Jack Black always entertains me in every movie he's in. Now it's time for my rating. I'll give this movie a 8.0 out of 10. I do like the returning characters as well as the new characters, and Kai as a villain is second best compared to Shen from the last movie, the second movie otherwise. And the plot is pretty good, but still not as good as the first movie in my opinion. This movie was absolutely pleasant to watch from start to finish, as it was cute, and the animation style in that world as well as the whole movie was absolutely beautiful, as the movie has stakes that I really like for plot reasons. This is a series that works from the beginning to this point, despite I've never seen part 4 yet. But Jack Black always entertains me from movie to movie, as this is a solid recommendation, despite it's not as good as the first two. But we'll see if part 4 keeps up the good that is of this series. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with Kung Fu Panda 4. And until then, skadoosh.